was June of 2007. Isabel Enriquez was 19 years old, and she had a brother named Jesus. Jesus was 20 years old. They had no idea that they were being watched by some gang members that belonged to an opposing gang, a gang that was rival to the gang Jesus Enriquez belonged to. They get in their car and they're being followed by these gang members, and they don't see that they're being followed.
2 stoplights from our house, there was a guy pointing a gun at my brother's window.
Large man, Hispanic male, with a dark bandana over his face. Basically all you can see are his eyes with dark clothing. That man doesn't say anything. He immediately sticks a large caliber 45 handgun into the open passenger window where Jesus Enriquez is sitting.
I just remember when my brother shouted, "Go!"
He starts firing repeatedly. Some of those bullets actually go through Jesus Enriquez's body and they hit Isabel Enriquez.
My legs were shot, my hand was shot.
She's trying to get away. She's putting her foot on the gas pedal, but she's not going.
Everything happened so fast. I didn't understand why my car didn't go.
When Jesus Enriquez was first shot, he turned his body, flailing kind of away from the shooter, and he accidentally knocked the gear shift into neutral. So she's pushing the gas and then the engine's revving, but it's not going. She reached her left hand that didn't have a bullet hole in it and put the car into drive and was able to then drive off to a place of safety where she could call 911.
The only thing I remember that he told me, he just said, "They got me good."
That's basically all he was able to say. He turned his head away from her, Isabel believes, because Jesus didn't want his younger sister to watch him die. And the last thing Isabel saw was a tear roll down his cheek.
Never thought anything bad could happen to him. He was my older brother. He was the one that would always protect me. I thought he was gonna be okay. I thought he was gonna make it, and I told him everything's gonna be okay. And it wasn't. I never knew that I wasn't gonna see him again. I never thought that I would be in court. I just lost hope. I thought because my brother was gang related and because of his criminal record, they wouldn't have cared what happened or that he deserved what happened to him because of the lifestyle that he had.
About a year after the murder occurred, a very good criminalist named Lauren Sautkulis at the Sheriff's Department decided to try to get DNA off of the shell casings. A lot of the time, they're not able to get any DNA from fired shell casings because of the heat that occurs within the gun when you fire a bullet, burns up a lot of that DNA. In this case, though, we were able to get a partial DNA profile that matched brother's killer.
I needed to know the facts, what really did happen, the reasons. I needed to see the person that shot my brother. I never got to see who he was. His face was all covered when he did that to us. And I needed answers.
She was very courageous in standing up there and facing her attacker and her brother's killer, looking him in the eye and being able to tell the truth about what happened that night to bring some closure to this horrible event.
I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to give my daughter a good future. I wanted to have a degree, and that just messed everything up. I stopped going to school. I couldn't walk, I couldn't write, I couldn't type. I couldn't really do anything. I had to physically be ready and emotionally to feel that I was ready to go back to school. And I don't think I've been ready until now, 8 years later.
She spoke about these traumatic things that happened to her that she didn't want to speak about. She resisted the urge to lock it away deep down within her soul, and she let it go. And that makes her one of the most courageous people I've ever met in 10 years of doing cases here at the DA's office.
I'm just glad that I was able to get the opportunity to be able to have my brother's case solved. A lot of people don't have that. I'm just glad that we made it this far.